Good luck explaining to the whole country how you're going to bankrupt them, cost them their jobs, and cost them to fill your gas tank will cost about $7,000 a week. Good luck doing that. You think you've alienated people with your lockdowns. You know, if these climate catastrophe people who've gotten their claws in Biden and convinced them to go down this nihilistic route where we're going to destroy the economy over predictions that have never come true about how the world is going to collapse in 9 years or 12. I thought it was 12 years, Joe. Now it's 9 years. I'm just
9. Yeah, no.
Joe, serious question. I'm not messing with it. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
If anyone actually believed, right? Believe these 12-year, 9 years, pretty soon it'll be 5 years, the world is going to collapse due to the climate catastrophe they keep telling us is coming. A very serious question. Don't you think life insurance people would be like cashing out right now in mass?
No, yeah, that and the waterfront.
Joe, I'm just serious question. If it was you, so Joe, you're a smart guy. If you knew, if you believe this, that you had Joe says we has not Joe Armacost, Joe Biden says we have 9 years to go. Joe, would you be holding your stocks right now?
No, man, I'm cashing in.
Okay. So we got Joe on tooth, and Joe would cash out his life insurance. He'd be selling his stocks and everything. Joe, would you live it up? I mean, would you go out 9? We only got 9 years to go. The whole planet's going to collapse. You know, you'd probably say, time to party a little bit. Most people would.
Buy a few cars. Yeah, cool.
A few brewskis, maybe some Casa Dragones on a Saturday night. Whatevs. I mean, would you work out as much? You're like, it's all going to be over in 9 years. Maybe I'll cut my workouts to twice a week. Now, Joe, if you had waterfront property, would you keep the waterfront property, or do you think if you knew in 9 years it was going to be underwater apocalypse style, wouldn't that property be worth almost nothing, right? Because everybody knows in 9 years it's underwater.
How would I get rid of it?
No, you'd be nobody to sell it to. Good question, producer Joe. How would you get? You'd have no buyers. And by the way, it's mostly liberals who live in waterfront stuff because they're fake. You ever go to like Cape Cod or Martha's Vineyard? Beautiful places. I love them. Whole lot of liberals there live on the waterfrront. Why are they not selling? Matter of fact, why did Obama just buy that property? What was it, Martha's Vineyard or whatever, for like $742 trillion on the floor? It's going to be underwater next year. Why did he do that? It wasn't 7. I'm just kidding. I think it was like 15 million, whatever the exact number. Why wasn't it worthless? Joe asked a great question. Why would you live in a property in 9 years? You're going to have to swim to your bedroom. My elbows. Why would you do that? You're going to be snorkeling in your bathroom. You don't even need to flush the toilet. Just pee in the pool. Your whole house is a pool. What's the point? The toilet's underwater. Joe, was that Caddyshack with the Baby Ruth bar? Because some of you are getting the joke. What is that? That'd be your house. That'd be some of you get. Paula has no idea because she's never seen it. Some of you get that'd be your whole house. Everything's underwater. So what's the point? The answer is because nobody believes it. No one believes this crap. Nobody who's sane. So I'm not talking about the radical left. Nobody who's sane actually believes this. But here we go. That's the longest tease ever. Here is a delusional Joe Biden, Captain Chaos, Joe Biden, in a video claiming in 9 years, we only have 9 years left. Check this out.
Science requires a timetable for measuring progress on climate that isn't 3 decades or even 2. Science tells us we have 9 years before the damage is irreversible. So my timetable results is in my first 4 years as president. The jobs we'll create, the investments we'll make, and the irreversible steps we'll take to mitigate and adapt to the climate change and put our nation on the road to net zero emissions no later than 2050.
You understand he doesn't actually believe any of that, right?
No.
Even in his diminished cognitive state, and I don't say it as a joke, it's just clear to anyone who's watching, even in his diminished state, Biden believes none of that. Biden's from Delaware. Delaware, last time I checked, is near Maryland and Virginia. It is near the Atlantic. Hold on, let me look that up on the map. Delaware. Yes, that is true. Joe, you're not far from there, right? The Atlantic Ocean, Delaware.
Right, yeah.
Okay, just check. Paula, we went to a beach there once, right? It was an actual beach, correct? Isn't Rehoboth in Delaware?
Yeah.
Is that in Delaware?
Rehoboth, Bethany. Yeah.
Bethany. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went there. So it does. Yes, there is some. What? He better move tomorrow. It's going to be underwater. Underwater. Joe Biden. So remember Joe Biden, the rumors about him swimming naked in the pool. I don't know anything about those. I'm just saying, Joe Biden be swimming in his own house. Gets up, he can sleep naked. Maybe he needs one of those floaties. You put the floaty, you sleep with your head back, you wake up. How are you going to have an alarm clock? Going to be floating in the water? Going to be like, what are you going to have to wind it so it has no electric in it? What's he going to do? Use the old ones with the ringers that were super annoying with the 2 bells on the top? Why isn't he selling? Because he's full of crap. He doesn't believe any of this. Now, in the interest of facts and data, which we do here despite interdispersed jokes, sarcasm, sometimes seriousness, here's a great video I saw. Hat tip the Heritage Foundation. This is terrific. The video is a little longer. It's about 3-4 minutes. I didn't get the whole. We only took like a minute in the beginning, in the interest of time. But showing you how ridiculous these climate hypotheses are that we're all going to die in 9 years. Here's some actual data about even if their predictions were true about this 9-year coming apocalypse. Biden said, what would us bankrupting our energy industry actually do, even if any of this was true? Check this out. This is good.
In the 1970s, Americans were told we were in a global cooling crisis, and if something weren't done, we'd enter a new ice age. When that didn't happen, a few decades later, we were told that entire nations could be wiped off the face of this earth by rising sea levels if the global warming trend was not reversed by the year 2000. Despite the consistent failure of these apocalyptic warnings, that hasn't stopped climate change alarmism. We're now being told we only have 12 years to combat climate change, and the solution is to fundamentally dismantle the system of free enterprise. That means Washington controls things like how we produce energy, what food we eat, and what type of cars we drive. The question is, even if we believed their alarmist, catastrophic predictions, would their proposals even work? Not according to climate scientists' own models. Based on those models, even if the United States cut its carbon dioxide emissions to zero, it would only avert global warming by a few tenths of a degree Celsius in 80 years. We would see no noticeable difference in the climate, yet it would come at enormous cost to the American people.
So, just to be clear, like on the science and, science, by the way, when liberals say science, they mean propaganda. When we say science, we mean actual science. So if we cut our carbon emissions to zero, no tailpipes, no factories, definitely no farting cows or anything like that. I don't know what, plugs or whatever, however you're going to handle that. Might get painful for them after a while. Not really sure how we're going to handle that. Does that include humans too? I mean, really, you might want to avoid. Beano will certainly be selling out there. So no carbon emissions at all. They'll be like, those are methane. I get it. It's a joke. I get it. We're doing actual science. So no carbon emissions at all here. It would take 80 years to reduce the global temperature by a fraction of 1 degree. Just checking. That sounds like a great idea. You think you're having a tough time explaining your ridiculous, counterproductive lockdowns to bar and restaurant owners you've now bankrupted in some of the biggest states in the country? Try explaining to the entire country how you took away their cars, their businesses, their gas, the gasoline. Well, we can't have gasoline. We got to have windmills. So windmills only run when it's windy. We'll use solar. The sun shines 24 hours a day. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to have to get a bunch of lithium-ion batteries. We'll have to ask the Chinese for their rare earth minerals. Oh, yeah, we had an article about that yesterday at Bongino.com about that. So, yeah, they haven't thought any of this through. So good luck explaining to the whole country how you're going to bankrupt them, cost them their jobs, and cost them to fill your gas tank will cost about $7,000 a week. Good luck doing that. You think you've alienated people with your lockdowns.
You just heard Dan Bongino.